don't call on workman them for the report issue them where they can get na the workplace. As he say, the court ready for fet for workman them we can get problem with the company or people them within they work for. This be for sake away it been the pull the NACIT and the anti-corruption court na the way it go begin inside look inside labor and corruption issue them quick one. So he say the law go begin bet employer them we not can gree pay NACIT for them workman them or go against the country in labor law them. This make a call on the magistrate and judge them not for now. This make a call on the magistrate and judge them for give equal justice to all Salone people. And the Youth Commissioner and the National Youth Commission Ngolo Kata say the Back to My Root Festival will go be this month from the 26th to the 29th na Freetown. Now way for create more job opportunity for young people in the country. Also young people them go showcase their innovative idea them. As he say, they are in development partner them go dey for be parts of this festival as way for see how they go give support to the youths them. He continues say inside the same festival, then go learn the young people them how for be entrepreneur and self talk to them for avoid violence activity them. That's the news brief we come to you live from Radio Democracy 98.1 FM with me, Samuel Levers.
Radio Democracy, the true voice of the people.
Radio Democracy, supported by INSAI and powered by Africell.
For news, views, and entertainment, stay tuned to Society for Radio Democracy 98.1, simply the best.
Live from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. And the same way so they get me on the internet on www.radiodemocracy.sl, courtesy of Osiwa, and powered by Africell. And welcome to the program Midday Show, where they come to you live from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. And the same way so they listen we on the internet on www.radiodemocracy.sl, courtesy of Osiwa and powered by Africell. Mina Elizabeth Campbell, where they bring this edition of the program Midday Show come to you today. Like all time inside the program, we get plenty news, information and entertainment. So stay with me for the next 1 hour. You can be part of this program by way how you will send a text message to the number 077981981. And Seth, you can go navigate the Democracy Facebook page and watch we live. Make sure say send your message on this system where we discuss na the program. And today inside the program, Radio Democracy go look at the Commission of Inquiry in work, how far the Commission of Inquiry don't carry on with their work. What will the first take we first issue inside the program? As part of the computer training on the wheel project, where they do for secondary school them na the country. This make the project coordinator for Knowledge Network Solution, Desmond McFoy, don't say by the year 2020, then go don give 300,000 teacher then sabi on ICT na the country. And it talk this way, it go give sabi to about 40 teacher them na the Sierra Leone Grammar School. Theodore Arena gets more and gonna report.
Knowledge Network Solution na information communication technology training and exam center where don dey help young people dem forget sabi pan computer business na the country. For sake of dem work wey dem don dey do na the country, this be make dem decide for give literacy training for over 40 teacher dem na the Sierra Leone Grammar School on digital literacy when a project wey dem dey do wey dem call computer on the wheel. Desmond McFoy, now the program coordinator for Knowledge Network Solution, he first explained the reason why making institution go give sabi to the teacher them na the Sierra Leone Grammar School.
First and foremost is for them to understand the whole idea of the computer, the use of the computer. We looked at Windows as well as Office packages. But not only looking at the Office packages, but also that they be able to use these tools for their daily activity. So they can be able to use these tools to search for resources which can aid them in teaching. They can look for videos which can aid them in their teaching. Also, they can be able to use this tool now at the end of the term to compute their grades for students' records. So it's going to help them greatly in their daily activity. Actually, we started the idea that as we move to the digital transformation for Sierra Leone and trying to bridge the digital divide, the teachers has to be considered. We have to consider the teachers. So what happened is my colleagues I'm working with on this training exercise, we thought it fit that we should also do training for teachers. So we started this rollout of training the teachers in digital literacy. Our first school was St. Edward Secondary School, which we completed. And now we moved to the grammar school, actually, which is my alma mater. And I strongly believe that this is a success story. We've completed it.
Desmond McFoy continues say, by 2020, then go don target 3,000 teacher them all over the country.
Our focus is we want to ensure that the teachers are as well empowered. They need to understand this whole concept which is new to our country, which is computer literacy. You'll see that in a lot of schools now they're moving ahead. They are well equipped with computers, but then the teachers are not up to date with the technology. So our target since we started is to get at least 3,000 teachers being trained. So our target by the end of 2020, December 2020, is to ensure that we can train 3,000 teachers nationwide across the country.
Where it be dey talk about this training and how it go benefit the teacher them na the Sierra Leone Grammar School. This be make the principal, Reverend Leonard Ken Davis, say the teacher then go able for submit the school picking them grade quick one.
We now live in a digital age and the main focus is for digitalize the school, make we do everything electronically so that they give for access the internet for get teaching materials and so on, and for make we go able for be a 21st century school, because the 21st century now is a digital age.
Reverend Leonard Ken Davis continues say, them believe say with this training, this go make the teacher they able for do research and other thing them we go push the school go before.
First and foremost, this school we particular about the assessment. One problem where we get think you always be delay when it come for get the report cards for compute grades. So we're able to teach them Excel and all sorts of program we go make them able to do the work very fast, for get report cards and assessment done accurately and on time. It be right training, especially when they left school. Because if the teachers are really trained for able for hand computer, then they can for teach the beginning, so that by the time they left school, then for be computer literate. That's make first of all get the teachers then trained for make themselves able for train the about them in the future. Over 40 now do this training.
I've been saying we so talk to some teacher them, but waiting them feel but this training when Knowledge Network Solution don't go give to them, and at this them in get for same.
Hassan Mascoy. Oh, in terms of the experience, it's wonderful. To start with, we don't get some basic actually in terms of computer studies. But the methodology we then use is actually unique, and we appreciate them because with this, the introduction of Excel and other things, we will do the calculation of our grades and effectively meet deadlines. So we really appreciate.
Because this is my first time to do computer, and when we started this computer, it was difficult because this is my first experience, but as we are going with the training, I find it very interesting and easy.
Then teacher Yabi end up thank you to Knowledge Network Solution Center for the sabi where they don't go give to them and be assured and say then go use this sabi also for the right purpose for the picking them na the school. For Radio Democracy, me na Theodora Rena the report.
And the program where you listen to na midday show, they come to you live from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. As I be done introduce inside the program, today Radio Democracy go look at the work where the Commission of Inquiry be done to do for the past 8 months. As everybody know, or you will not know the work where the Commission of Inquiry they do. This particular Commission of Inquiry, they look at past government work, command them, then work with them they don't do for the past former presidents by Kuruma in administration. So now I get with me at the studio Sulaiman Jabati, we na the coordinator on civil society for Commission of Inquiry. Good afternoon and welcome to the program.
Yes, good afternoon, Theodore, and good afternoon, if I'm don't listen to we.
Right, well, that's now the voice of Sulaiman Jabati, we now the coordinator on civil society for Commission of Inquiry. Remember, say you said we are the voice on the issues and we'll discuss at the program on 0779819181, or you could get a chance for watch we live on Radio Democracy Facebook page. Send your comments on the issues and we'll discuss at the program. Mina Elizabeth Campbell, where they bring the program, come to you. And at the start, go to you, Mr. Sulaiman. Where can I ask for talk on this? Before we go, talk about how far the commission in work on the go. For people who don't know, we to make government form the Commission of Inquiry.
Thank you very much. Well, of course, the name Commission of Inquiry, I think, say, it did at the minds of all Sudanese. But because we found out, say, people not been they really follow along the line how the commission been going, and make we decide as civil society for come around and see and give updates on what they happen. Well, the Commission of Inquiry get two bases. First, of course, from the government side, government be established, which they call GTT. We been present a report, government transitional report. We be present a report to the government. But then the Constitution of 1991 it also give the power to the president for make he establish a commission of inquiry into any matter where he believes say that matter day a day of public interest. So I think according in the wisdom of the cabinet and the president and his cabinet, then discover say the GTT report it be day of public interest. So they use that part of the Constitution where in section 147 where it give the power to the president for make establish the commission of inquiry. But for make government or president establish the commission of inquiry, it get two stages. Stage number one, if we're not able go to the part in cabinet, we are the minister them, therefore not able to advise and say, yes, Mr. President, this particular issue we want for bring count to the commission on, it is of public interest. The constitution also provides that it not go stop here as the cabinet advisor for not for stop there. If we're going to parliament for agree as well say this particular commission we president intend in this case this commission of inquiry for say yes it is of public interest. Of course we all know before this commission was established they all talk about for especially from the opposition for seeing a kangaroo court now which one etc. All to the point they can't go to parliament. So yes, the commission of inquiry with the on now a commission we don't go through all the two stages we don't explain to you. It don't come on from the cabinet, it don't go to the parliament and parliament don't approve them. So now it don't become part of the laws of Sierra Leone. So now the People's Commission. So we all in this country of Sierra Leone now we don't agree for say we need this commission of inquiry.
But this word where you talk to the people them now they don't agree. We don't suicide issues them the outside people them more the main opposition, they say this now witch hunt, or like they term this the commission of inquiry as kangaroo courts.
Exactly, and that make me first make the reference. Of course, I think say from my own experience, now the way commissions of inquiry over the years they've done the establish them. From the history we don't get, they don't set commissions of inquiry. From the argument where they put up, it been really target political opponents. So I think say now along that line, then be the argue. But we see say this particular commission of inquiry, it gets some slight difference in the case that it get for going to parliament. I'm sure I think 98 will follow profusely the process. For the first time, apart from when they close the parliament, they've been get for the parliament, I think up to nearly 8 to 9 o'clock before they finally vote. And so the law say, when once parliament don't agree, it means the people of Sweden don't agree. So the fact that this commission of inquiry be going to parliament, they debate them, and they end up by voting on it, I think say the issue of kangaroo court is no longer there because the cabinet, the parliament, and they represent to all. It means all the views from the paramount chiefs, from the members of parliament with the elected by political parties, they all don't agree say this commission of inquiry is for be established. So I think say we don't pass that stage of kangaroo court. And maybe I know say again for ask me for that because when we the monitor, we will tell you the family then which make we believe say this commission is not a kangaroo court or a witch hunt, but a real process we come not only for the past government, but for the present government within power. Because now they are really don't come on inside this commission of inquiry in a way it get for affect the present government. Imagine where the commissioner established the fact say even when you are president, whatever assets, whatever emolument, whatever salary they get, it get for bit of public interest. Imagine people the commission they present all the salaries and all the emoluments where former President Nkrumah been get, all the assets we acquire. So it means that this commission of inquiry is the open year now for let show accountability and democracy in governance.
All right, before we go proper, for let tell we how the COI dom the run, tell we waiting civil society for commission of inquiry, waiting on our work now the commission of inquiry.
Yeah, first of all, like me particularly, I come out from the background of justice and accountability. Me believe say people should be accountable, but equally I believe say why people get for be accountable, they also get for do that accountability fairly and justly. And justly. So what I mean by that is you know go use the process of accountability for make you fringe on the human right, their right to self-defense, their right to lawyers, etc. So we your interest one. Like what we do now, now for ensure that people then get access to the information when they happen, and at the same time, we also want to make sure see people then get fair hearing in the process, so that there is no in our own word they say yuki. So people will be open. People then get rights for under international and national law for making them go freely express themselves or represent themselves. So that now we two main issue. Like I said, we will interest one like what you do now for make sure say people then follow this commission of inquiry. People they know what they happen with the commission. Equally, why the commission they go, let the rights of the people then will they identify as places of interest, then give them the full rights as guaranteed under our law are also under international law. So those are our interests.
Right. Okay, then give we updates with regards the commission of inquiry work, how people then be done the persons of interest and be done to do their representation, for the past 9 to 10 months.
I thank you. Of course, this commission, now 3 commissions this commission established. Probably people that can only if you say now be because now more popular. But this commission, it get 2 commissions. Of course, the first one, now Justice George Will, now in the head, when now Commission 64. You also get one of your brother or your papa, because now judge of very long standing, when they call Justice Bakuli Thompson. He's one of the commissioner, of course, as Syrian. Then the last one, now Anan Atuguba, we in a Ghanaian. So in all, we get 3 commissions where actually this commission of inquiry established. And each commission, they actually operate independently in the sense that now they no more they sit down and listen to the case then we they come before them. So if I'll give that true, now 2 stages the commission don't go, now the final stage now a day. The first stage, as you now all be see, if they look at really the activities of them people here, we I get for name them, where the commission actually target for looking to them. Imagine where they be talk about the fertilizer, they be talk about youth farm, youth drainage. Then the way they be spent per. Now the commission be look at in the first place. The second stage now we now in now they on right now they call an assets. What are the asset they wouldn't acquire? What I mean, whether they get land, the motor car they wouldn't buy, the house they would build, and anything where either the mover or they call a movable or immovable asset. So, like I say, the first aspect we don't know would be investigate into the project. Then
okay, Mr. Jabatilo, talk about the first aspect. How it been like how the process been go like. We're waiting at some of the challenges them we been there, if at all been there, and how the process it been fair, it been free, from fear, representation of persons of interest them been there, all anything in the one thing you update on how the whole process been like in the first phase.
But of course, assessment is a matter of opinion. Maybe my own opinion be correct, but as far as we own opinion concerned, as civil society already monitor, we believe say the process be really free and fair. Because we know, although once on a while lawyer they can argue say, oh, you're not treating fairly, but we really see say the judge both sides, the state lawyer them and the person of interest the lawyer them along the line. Of course, they get misunderstanding, but generally they all accept say the process be free and fair. Of course, like you say, when the process starts first, we will see some of the time where some of the judges, particularly Biobel, they travel for go now some of the side them. Imagine there was whole saga about fertilizer, where there was allegations say first the cost of the fertilizer where they be saying them buy, in far they above the actual cost of the fertilizer, and also the quality of the fertilizer and the storage of the fertilizer. So we see during that period, the judge there, apart from where they listen to what the state will present to them, then say they go to the field. We also see during that period when they talk about the youth farm, we see where the judge then they move, then go to the youth farm, then go see actually within the youth farm, because there was allegation that the youth farm is not really worth the amount of money we they been say they put inside. We also see the issue of this market, Sewa Grand Market. We all see where the commission go. So those projects them now in the commission as a first stage we actually look at them, but that one like I say they don't conclude them. And during that period, any person of interest will then show, for instance, if now they in charge.
What do you talk about the Ministry of Health? Because I think myself be the part of that.
Exact.
Of that way, Justice Biobel be the deal with that particular.
Of course,
matter.
Exactly.
I've the first matter that self we deal with.
Exactly. I mean,
Ebola phones.
That's it. Correct. Yeah. You remember, we now one of the first issue and one of the most thorny issue we become, because that Ebola issue it be the of. Imagine where they mean launch the commission of inquiry. When I see a whole bulk of the Ebola victims, where they mean gather before the president for tell and thank you for letting they can know what actually happened to the Ebola fund. So yes, I agree with you. George Will, Justice George Will Bell, Naim actually deal with that Ebola fund, and we see how a lot of revelations come as to how they approve the money, and how not be follow the due process, how this agreement been there against would have been for signed, would not be signed. But we just tell them, they say, of course, the issue of Ebola was very seriously looked into, because at this point in time we have to be very careful as well. We don't delve so much in the matter so that we don't create an opinion. But of course, one of the issues, because in fact Ebola, it get two stages. The stage one, they talk about really the Ebola fund, which is what the public will also get. You also deal with, I know that even the Ebola survivors were in the Ministry of Social Welfare be actually deal with. So if I don't say the Ebola was one of the thorny issues that we the commission really deal with, one at the survival level, because the survivor will be the talk, somebody they complain say they're not being actually get within, including the nurses. Imagine where they be even get for some nurses be even can be witness for say the money way they be promised and say that they give them as a risk allowance, etc. They not been get them. Some they can't bully, they can't testify. So a lot of issues been there around that Ebola issue. Yeah, both at a government level and also at the survivors level.
Alright, continue further with me now the program. In name na Sulaiman Jabati and him na the coordinator on civil society for the Commission of Inquiry. As then I also for give you updates, but the ongoing Commission of Inquiry we then be don't start from February this year for look inside the past government officials then work. The program where they listen to na midday show and they come to you live from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. You self get a chance for add your voice to the issues them we discuss. Now the program on 07798191 add your voice comments on the thing them we discuss. Or you go watch we live on Radio Democracy Facebook page and send your comments there. Now they take another issue inside the program. As it unable for produce but 2,000 bag of rice from a farm, the technical advisor to the Minister of Agriculture, Bokari Samba, don't say if local farmer them able get quality seed and other farming machine them for do them work, farmer them is say go able produce better food for the country. Bokari Samba explain more to Sapti Yukalon.
Yes, as it is now, into farming. I started my farming journey this year from January 2019 to date. So this is my first year where I don't really begin to effective farming in this country.
Things that you do as a farmer, we see a production of 2,000 bags of rice produced by local farmers. When are the things that you do?
In fact, that is a very big question, and that's the entire journey. For every agricultural activity, what you start with, it's land acquisition. When you look at the land we get, Milande na Senem is Moemba Chiefdom Kamajaji, Moemba District Kamajaji Chiefdom. It's a massive land. The entire area get about 19,800 hectares. So I don't just squeeze forget about 300-400 acres where I want scale up. So it really starts with the acquisition of land and land development and all the other agronomic practices up to the point you cultivate the rice. So it's a very long journey where it tells the entire story.
Okay, plenty people they say if a Sierra Leonean within into farming can do this. This means say if they get all the support and more people come on board, the country go able to feed itself. You think so if you get the support from government through the Ministry of Agriculture, you will do more than this?
Absolutely. If I tell you, say, when I start this journey, it's a journey which I went into it and I know really what it entails. And like how a soldier, they go into a battle where people then can get the artilleries and everything and not being get. I will tell you for free, when I started January 19 with land survey, what you know more I've been getting a cutlass. One machete, and I use, and other people then come, we do the land survey. Then I went into land development. I hired some few caterpillars and helped me for let we clear the land and do some stumping. Then the real issues come around plowing the land. You need machinery. I try forget one old rickety machine from the Ministry of Agriculture in Kenema. And I done there use when the 35 horsepower, 35 is the least. The output very, very low. And I've been old and only God knows what I will go through for patch that machine for take me throughout this entire exercise. So it's a very big exercise, and one of the things which really motivate me amongst all other things was when the president made the proclamation about rice, and as an advisor to the minister, we will begin to develop the 5-year National Agricultural Transformation Program and begin to really unfold what it means to do rice production. Then I said to myself, it is possible, and indeed it is possible.
So from that time day to now, with this kind of rice production, what how we see you display 2,000 bags of rice produced and all processed by you. Waiting on the intervention of the ministry for let them bring your board or know what you do. How more than this go able come from a Sierra Leonean farmer?
My first machinery what really ever get for use for plowing, harrowing and seed harrowing, it came from the ministry. Even though it was old and I may be responsible for patch up to the point where I went. Even the storage center where I get right now, which I'm in recipe store, which is all over social media. Now, Ministry of Agriculture Property, now Chinese farm Nabo, now they give me that. Besides that, the engineers and they wouldn't they on the ground with them and they give me support when my machine got issues. So to a certain extent, they're able to help me. But moving forward, when you move around, people can say rice production don't get money. I will tell you, if anybody could do rice production and get yield of that magnitude, that person there is a very strong character. Because rice production is very, very intensive. From the beginning to the end, your hands should be on it and you have to be part of it. But moving forward, we need machinery. Once you get machines, you can make the difference.
So as a farmer and also advisor to the Minister of Agriculture, what do you plan to do with these 2,000 bags of rice way through you don't produce them and all?
I think one of the first things I want to do with this rice is one showing case to people, and that can become a motivation for people. I don't already don't they achieve it is all over social media and people are calling me all over the world. You don't motivate who want to get into it. I think that is the first thing. The second one is I want to use it for seeds because these are high quality seeds we are produced. We can use it for grains and bitter and we begin to eat it, but government can best use it best if we can use it for seeds. We will give local farmers because these are high quality seeds.
So now, you and of course you went only into the field, into the farmer field on rice production. Either or could a local farmer they may don't get to the stage where you don't able to produce a bag rice of 2,000 bags of rice. Within your working time when you don't do different farmer them in the provinces, what do you recommend or suggest to government through the Ministry of Agriculture say if they put certain things them in place, this will make the country be food sufficient in the sense that because if you want able to do this 2,000 bags of rice, that means if more people can come on board and get all within they need, we will get to what we want for see for be food sufficient.
The first one is mechanization. Machines. You need machines across the value chain from land clearing to land development, plowing, seed harrowing, herbicides and everything. We have to mechanize farming. If we don't mechanize farming, there is no way we are going to move from subsistence level. That is one. The second one is irrigation. Irrigation now for let you make sure that water day now the farmlands and where people can do so you go able to do multiple cropping. Right now, as you don't know, so look, my family don't under. I'm able to do second cropping because I don't get water another place stay. But the moment we do irrigation, I go able to do 2 or 3 croppings in the year. So that is also critical. The third one go be seeds, high quality seeds. Right now, all the seeds in Uganda, this country, so then they give you 1 ton per hectare. When you go to places like in Asia, then the same land what they use, then they able to get 6 to 8 tons per hectare. So the more we get quality seeds, so the increase we yield. Sometimes you don't need to cultivate massive land. It could be a very small land as long as you are using mechanization, as long as you are using irrigation and high quality seeds, we can definitely get there.
Well, that's not the voice. That's not the voice of the technical advisor to the Minister of Agriculture, Bokari Samba. We be talking inside that interview day to Sabtiu Kalon. Also able to talk about the 2,000 bag rice we you don't able for produce na in farm. As he say, now because if he gets the machine them and good seed them for do this, that's make able for produce this 2,000 bag rice. The program where you dey listen to na midday show and they come to you live from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Now make we relax and take a music break, after which we will continue with the program midday show. Don't forget, you go add your voice to the program on 077 981 981, or you get a chance to watch we live on Radio Democracy Facebook page. Send your comments on the issues them where we discuss at the program. The program na midday show.
Fame Entertainment.
Baby, oh, only you day my mind. Now only you are the thing, but every day and night. Other girls smell and come out, and I'm do more. Now only you I want, eh. Baby girl, you the finest. You know you the baddest, and you know say I correct. Famous get connect. Sawale, 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 sawale. I wanna carry you go far away, far away. I wanna carry you go far away, far away. I wanna love you to go no day. Only you dey my side. Way motor no day. Only you dey my side. Yeah. They let them go juju. Baby, you don't beat me.